Hi, I'm Alicia Hunt. We're here at Homeschool Capital Day at our state capitol, and I'm here with Ginger Wade and Will Estrada. Are you excited to be here, Ginger? Are you excited to be here, Will?
I'm very excited to be here. I'm a Pennsylvania homeschool grad. My family used to come out to the CHAP convention every year, so to be here, Ginger, with Alicia is and 500 of our closest homeschool friends is a big privilege.
So we've entered a season, right, Will? We're in evaluation season, and people are getting letters from their school district. So we're here today meeting with you, discussing what do we have to do and what don't we have to do.
So, of course, the evaluation is due by June 30th, and Ginger and Alicia, you've told many, many homeschoolers here in Pennsylvania, make sure you get that done early. And then by August 1st, you have to submit your affidavit or unsworn declaration and your objectives. Nothing else. That's what is required in the Pennsylvania home education law, and you don't need to go beyond that.
But what if they ask for diplomas, Will?
Well, as our listeners know, we had to sue Elanco School District last year over this issue. And we have still seen some districts that have not gotten the memo, and they're asking for the actual copy of the high school diploma for home education program supervisors, who of course are the parents or guardians. And that is not required under Pennsylvania home education law. When you send in your affidavit or unsworn declaration signed under penalty of perjury, you are affirming that you have this information, proof of residence, all of the additional information. You do not need to give copies of your diploma, electric bill or property tax bill. That is not required under the law.
So what do you do when the school district writes you a letter and it looks very official and it's like, well, you need to give us this and you need to give us that, and just drop it off whenever you're prepared, or we're just going to show up at your house? I don't know.
If you get any questions or any letters, there are three people you should call: Ginger, Alicia, or me over at HSLDA. We'll answer your questions. If you're a member, of HSLDA, we will defend you in court if need be. One important thing to know is if the letter is not sent via certified mail or signed by the superintendent, it is kind of a lesser threshold. Of course, we still want to know about it. We're still happy to answer your questions. But under the Pennsylvania home education law, in order to have legal force, that letter needs to be signed by the superintendent, not a designee or an assistant superintendent, sent via certified mail. It needs to give you 30 days to respond, and it needs to also lay out the issue that the district thinks you are not in compliance with the law on.
Yeah, the latest title that I saw was Director of Pupils.
No.
The Director of Pupils sent a letter out the other day.
I'm always a little amused when we get letters from the Director of Enrollment or Director of Pupil Services. We are homeschoolers. We are not part of the public school. I often have to remind these school district superintendents, no, they're not all your children. They are fundamental parental rights. These are families. These are families who have chosen to opt out of the public education system. And sometimes we need to remind the school districts that. And it's also important for us as people who live in Pennsylvania. We're at the most beautiful capital in the world, here at the Harrisburg Capitol. But we need to remember that, a lot of these issues are not just homeschool freedom issues. They're also rule of law issues. As you know, in Pennsylvania, we have pretty high degree of regulation in the homeschool laws, but the school districts also have a high degree of laws that they must follow. And so when they're asking for information that goes above and beyond the Pennsylvania home education law, part of that defense is a rule of law issue that school districts, as part of the government, cannot go beyond the law.
So this is why it's super important for homeschoolers to know the law. You need to read the law. Go to homeschoolpennsylvania.org. It's right there. It's simple to read. It's not a hard read like some other things that we've read. But it's all there and it's laid out. It's broken into pieces. There's videos to explain it so you can know it. I think with the Elanco case, my eyes were open to the fact of how many people really don't know the law. For years, people in Elanco were giving what they didn't need to give because they don't understand the law and they didn't stand up for freedom because they didn't know they needed to. So we really need to know it. We need to know it. We need to learn it. Yeah.
Yeah, so make sure to get your evaluations in, get your paperwork for the start of the year in by August 1st, or hand it all in at the same time for that June 30th deadline. If you have any questions, reach out to CHAP. We're always happy to help. If you're on the other side of your homeschool journey and you want to be a mentor, CHAP is always looking for more mentors. We have more and more homeschoolers every year, and moms are always looking for more information. And a lot of times they just need an encouraging word and want to know and meet somebody who's made it the whole way out, like Will's mom.
I'm the oldest of 8 kids, homeschooled up in Bradford County, so I love Pennsylvania. You know, we used to come to the CHAP convention. Tell us about the CHAP convention, our listeners.
Okay, so the CHAP convention is June 11th through 13th. It's at Elizabethtown College. You can find out more at conv.chaponline.com, but it is chock full of helpful resources. We have speakers there. They will be talking about homeschool related things, special needs, high school, how to get started, those types of things, but also parenting, marriage, goal setting, just how we are to be living our lives as followers of Christ. But we also have vendors for, books, curricula, activities there's so many colleges, camps, there's so much stuff there for you to be encouraged by. And then there are mentors. There's mentors at the chat booth. Alicia runs the chat booth for us, and I pop in and out throughout the day, and we have people there that are specifically there waiting for you to come and ask questions. We have people there who will pray with you. So it really is an event all about supporting you, equipping you, encouraging you, and that is our mission. Those are the 3 parts of our mission. Our 4th is protecting the right to homeschool, which is what we're doing today here at CHAPitol Day. So it's a good day.
All right. Stay free, Pennsylvania.